Good news, everybody. My website is completely restocked, so SheaLureá.com is in full pre-sale mode, meaning if you want to go ahead and cop your favorite scents, go to the website, put them in your cart, check out. All orders will ship later this month, closer to the 15th, but I know how you all are about your scents, so go on, get your scents, check out, and they're gonna ship later. But I have really big news. This month, the whole month of December, we're giving the Shea Lureá profits. 50% of each sale of each shea butter that you cop or that you buy is going to go to the non-for-profit Destined for Greater Girls. Now, for those of you that do not know, Destined for Greater Girls is a non-for-profit organization that I sit on the board for. The founder, who is from Chicago, Malaise Hall, started this organization for sex trafficking victims in 2022. Little backstory. I got invited to be a vendor at a natural hair fest in 2022, right? And I set up with my little shea butters, you know, I was doing my little thing. I was kind of new to the whole vending setup aspect of business, right? And in walks this very confident, very polished young Black woman. And I remember her distinctly because she had this really pretty hair, right? And she walks over to my table and she asks me like, oh, what is this? And I'm like, oh, these are luxury scented shea butters from Ghana. And, you know, I started helping her try to figure out what scent she might like. And in the middle of us conversing, she's like, I just love how professional you are. I just love your energy. And I'm like, that's funny because, you know, when she walked in, you could feel her presence. She had a very strong, like, aura where she's a very confident woman. And I'm like, what are you here for? And she's like, well, I'm just raising awareness about my non-for-profit organization that I'm gonna start for human sex trafficking. Now, when she said that, I was like, oh, wow, this is just the word human sex trafficking. Like, in 2022, I had heard about human sex trafficking, but I wasn't completely immersed in how huge of an issue this is all around the world, not just the US, not just Chicago, but it touches so many different people, so many different families, every race, every age, every gender. And when she started telling me how passionate she was about it, me and her exchanged information, and like, who would have known years later, because I've been with her through the channels of her starting the organization, I became a board member. And it was one of the most impactful things I've ever done to this date, because I've always been community centered. I've always absolutely loved finding ways to support people, but I've always supported like entrepreneurs, like individuals that own storefronts or that have online businesses, or I'll pop up at someone's job if they're like, come, you know, come see me at work, or like come see, you know, me in my form, in my art. But I've never thought to join a non-for-profit because I guess it never really presented itself. So when I met Malaise, she informed me that, you know, her personal mission was to create a sanctuary and a safe place for survivors to heal, flourish, and reclaim their futures. And I thought that was so remarkable because I never really thought about what happens to people that endure human sex trafficking. I never thought about how they're affected, and I never thought about what happens after when they try to reacclimate into society and they may not have what they need to go get a job or to have housing or to have food. And I was like, wow, like the heart that this young lady has, it's so remarkable. And I'm like, I really want to get behind her. I really want to help her in any way that I can. So slowly but surely, I started seeing her build this non-for-profit from the ground up. And it meant a lot because Malaise is from Chicago, just like me. And what I did not know until I joined the organization is Illinois ranks high in the number of human sex trafficking cases, consistently placing in the top 10 or 11 states nationally. Now, that's bizarre. I guess I was kind of living in a bubble as it pertained to human sex trafficking. And even when Malaise brought this to me, I can honestly say my first reaction was also me being a little squeamish around the subject of human sex trafficking. And I wasn't even sure why I felt that way. I guess in my mind, it was so taboo. It felt like it just didn't exist. But when I started looking up statistics and I started looking at how common of an issue this is, and now in 2025, we see every day, you know, news about random vans being pulled over and they're finding truckloads of young women or young men that are being, you know, displaced and used in human sex trafficking. And I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty serious. And there's no space to be taboo about this. So right now, Destined for Greater Girls is having a fundraiser that each board member gets to participate in. And mine in particular, I wanted to use Shea Lureá in order to cause some awareness. And I also wanted to use it to have funds raised by you all, of course. So every purchase you make is also going towards Destined for Greater Girls so that we can continue to serve the community and help those human sex trafficking victims reclaim their future. So this is a really big moment, and I also want to always extend love to you all for being such loyal purchasers of Shea Lureá, but it just means that much more that this particular time, you're going to also be giving back to Destined for Greater Girls. But, let's say you see this video and you like, I don't need no shea butter, or, you know, shea butter is not my thing. Cool. Let me let you know this. You can still make a donation to Destined for Greater Girls by going to the website, or you can go to our Instagram, which is @GreaterGirls, girls with a Z, and make a donation there. So it's the holiday season. Let's all come together as a community. Let's help people that have been impacted by human sex trafficking. And let's make this space a better place to be in, because, I mean, if we're looking at the world right now, I don't think we need a reason to be helpful and to be loving, right? But thank you all so much for everything. Like I said, today's December 1st. The pre-sale is dropping. But remember, you're not just supporting a small Black business. You're also making a huge impact for the victims of human sex trafficking through your purchase or through your donation if you just want to go to the website or the Instagram. I love you all. Thank you all for always being here, and peace until next time.